Podcast City Network.
Thank you for tuning in on this episode of the Everett Lee Show. But before we get on with the guest onto the program today, there's a couple things I do want to mention that you can help out with supporting the Everett Lee Show. If you're looking to start a podcast and already have a podcast and you're looking for an affordable podcasting hosting site, Podbean's your number one choice. Podbean offers statistics with in-depth analytics to manage your podcast needs. Use the promo code podbeam.com/pbsignup and get a free month off. That's podbeam.com/pbsignup to get a free month off and see why 1,500 episodes have been shared all over the world in the past 11 years with over 3,000 subscribers that have chose Podbeam as their number one hosting site. And if you're looking to get into advertising, Podbeam advertising, you'll get $100 off advertising when you sign up as a sponsorship over on podbeam.com/pro/pbsignup. That's podbeam.com/pro/pbsignup.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
Welcome, everyone, to The Everett Lee Show. I'm The Everett Lee. Technical difficulty right now. I don't have a camera, so I'm going back to my roots on this episode of The Everett Lee Show. Straight audio. So that way, me and my guests can kick back, and you won't get to see how messed up my hair is or how messed up his hair is, but he's wearing a hat. My guest on this episode is independent wrestler and the Knockout World Heavyweight Champion for Knockout Wrestling. I want to welcome to the program Venom. How you doing?
Yes, what's up, home skillet? What's up? I'm good. So all is well on this side of town.
That's good.
How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Just enjoyed a day off today. Ran around with my wife. We ran errands and we did some stuff, and it was good being able to like enjoy the day and not have to worry about too much of anything. Daughter was in daycare, and it was just me and her. We had a day to ourselves where we got to go around and just do whatever. Loved it.
And enjoy the day. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I don't get that too often.
Nah, you're pretty busy.
Nah.
You're pretty busy. What do you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man.
What do you do on your shoot job, if you don't mind me asking?
I do. No, not at all. We contracted through DOT, Department of Transportation.
Mm-hmm.
We repair guardrails, sidewalks. We cut all the major highways, trim trees, run from snakes, wild hogs, stuff like that. Nothing too serious.
Oh yeah. City work basically, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much, but we're just on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
dealing with the elements.
Yeah. I know you mentioned before you had to deal with heat. Yeah.
It was 100 plus today.
Damn, man. That's crazy. Did you get any of that rain?
Oh, it rained somewhere?
Yeah, it rained over this way here in Daytona. It rained over here today.
Man, I ain't getting nothing. I got nothing but heat and maybe a shade darker.
Man, talking about heat, man, that June 20th show for Unfinished Business 2 there from Knockout. God, man, that was hot. That was hot, man. Ooh. That damn ring, man. I feel for you guys, man, because they had to spray it down in between every match is there.
Yeah, they must have missed my match because I got literally burnt from the mat on my shoulder.
Jeez, that's crazy, man. It was hot. Yeah. It was hot. When I left that day, I got in the car and I kid you not, the temperature said 101.
Woo.
101.
I started the match at 235, weighing 235, and I was 215 by the time we were done.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, it was a scorcher there.
Yeah, it definitely was a scorcher. It's so damn hot here. I mean, it's summer, and you figure with this pandemic, the heat. I don't know if you remember hearing about like, oh, the heat kills the virus. Okay, this is hot this summer. You figured, I guess everyone thought if they got out in the sun, it'd probably kill the virus.
It's to me, it seemed like it's spreading even more.
Mm-hmm.
From I don't know, like gremlins or something. Don't put it in the heat; it's gonna multiply. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. Now, when you go out to the store and stuff, do you wear a mask like everybody else does?
Oh, to the store, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
You do.
I'm fully covered.
You're fully
covered.
covered.
Absolutely. I got my Boston mask off. Actually, I got a couple of them right here right now. Here's one of them I wear. I got it off of Instagram.
Oh, nice.
You know, and then here's another one, the SA, and then here's another one. Also wear these two at work.
I like that one right there with the skull, skull right there. Yeah. That looks cool. I like that. I just have a regular.
You should see the looks I get from people on the highways when I'm wearing that. They look really crazy.
When you walk down the aisle, do they like step way far over, or they try to get away?
It's like the Red Sea part, buddy. It's just like especially kids. Kids grab hold to their parents' milk, all tight and stuff. Yeah. And so sometimes I'll pull them down a little bit. It's just to me. But it's crazy. Most definitely, I wear it.
Yeah, it's crazy because my job, I do stuff with the local hospital here, and what I have to do, I have to wear it. We have to wear it, and I have no issue wearing it because I'm protecting myself, and I'm also saying, for example, if I ran into you out in public or where I'm working, I'm protecting you too because I may have a cold. I don't want you to get it, and you wearing a mask. We don't want to give any. It's just protecting ourselves. And it just blows my mind how people just get all upset about it. Oh, you're making me wear a mask. You wear the mask. And someone pulled up a good point. When you get in a car, what's the first thing you do before you start the car? You put a seatbelt on, right? You put the seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
First step. Yeah.
Yeah. You jump in the car, you put the seatbelt on, you start it. And it's become one of those things, I guess, where it's for now, it's going to be one of those, normal day things. When you get up in the morning, you put your pants or you put your underwear, pants, shirt, socks, shoes on, and your mask. It's just one extra.
So we supposed to wear underwear? Oh, I missed that one. Oh man, no wonder I got a rash. No, let me stop.
No, don't tell me you're free balling there, man. Oh man, I didn't need to know that.
No, not anymore. Those were high school days.
Oh damn. Yeah, I didn't need to know you're free balling there. Now you ain't free balling when you're in the ring, are you?
Hell no. No, those babies are tough. Nice and snug. Oh boy.
Wow.
That man hurt, believe it or not. That man hurt. Yeah, man. Sorry, I had to make it funny, man. I had to get you to laugh.
You did. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's why I love talking with you, man. Because I know last week, not to spoil anything, because by the time this comes out, that you were the guest on the second episode of Double Down. I hate to say that, but I know, spoiler alert, because because it's gonna be good. I know whenever they release that here, people's gonna enjoy it, and they're gonna enjoy the conversation and stuff that we had on that right there for Knockout Wrestling, and people's gonna enjoy this one here with the conversations and stuff we're gonna get into. I mean, it's starting off really well. Besides the technicality with the technical difficulty, no camera. Straight audio. I prefer it like this because this is how I started out when I started doing this here. You ever sit back? You ever sit back every once in a while and look back of like where you started in professional wrestling to where you're at now? You ever sit there and take a moment for yourself?
I never thought it would be the way it is. Yeah, like actually, just this past weekend, I'm sitting back reflecting. I found some of my old pictures from when I was training. First started training, and I'm like, wow, like it's. I'm in awe still. Like I'm still in awe.
Yeah. When looking back at some pictures, I found some old pictures recently back when I was like in high school. I was like, wow, I can't believe I look like that compared to where I'm at now. How I looked, man. I had much more hair than I did back. Back then. Back then I had more hair than what I do now. I rarely have any hair now. And it's like, where the hell did the time go?
Man, listen, it's a lot of it's a blur. It's like, wait. And that's not only because I was just moving so fast. It never was a really big partier, anything like that. It just constantly. I grew up really fast, put it that way.
Yeah.
Grew up really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Missed a lot of that.
Where'd you grow up?
But I don't regret it.
You don't regret it. That's good.
No. I mean, I actually grew up 2 houses from Warren Sapp. Then I moved to Mount Dora, and then I grew up in Mount Dora, and I actually went to school in Mount Dora High School, home of the Hurricanes. Played 4-year football starter in football. Ran track, 4-year starter in track. So, and I dabbled a little bit at college, Akron University. Then I went to JUCO in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Gulf Coast, Mississippi, Mississippi Gulf Coast. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, then wanted to become an entertainer. So, and here I am.
growing up watching wrestling. I know you said you grew up watching like the WCW back in the day, WCW, NWA. Who caught your eye back when you were watching it when you were growing up? Who stood out to you the most that you're like, wow, I love what I see?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what stood out the most to me. Actually, it was Harley Race, and it was because of the hatred that I had for him. And the Funk Brothers versus the Briscoes. I hated them so much. I wanted the Briscoes to kill them because they were so dirty. That's what got they are the ones that actually drew me into wrestling.
Oh, Harley Race.
Watching those guys.
Yeah.
I hated that man because he was so great as a heel. Like, he was so great, but I hated him.
Yeah,
but I love him.
Yeah, Harley was great. I mean, just the stuff that he did. One title in WWE that I like is the United States Championship because of the history and who held that. He was the first guy to hold that title there, the U.S. title there.
In WWE?
WCW, because that's I think the title, I'm gonna have to look it up. I know it probably started, I think, in NWA, and then WCW got a hold of it, and then it went on into where it's at now. And he was one of the first ones there. He was like real. What you saw in the ring was what you saw outside the ring too, man.
Yeah, he was vicious. Yeah, I hated him. But I also wanted to be like Booker T in the
Oh yeah.
That was one of my, like, when I started training, I like watched his. I can't do near a third of the stuff that he does, but like, and he's like phenomenal, like phenomenal. I think he kind of didn't get exactly everything he deserved, but still, you know, his work spoke for himself. So,
Right.
I mean, a lot of times that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Booker T. I was talking with a couple friends today about Booker T. His name came up, and just his vast knowledge of wrestling is just, he's old school, man. He's old school, and his school where he trains is old school. And they say you do something he don't like, he'll tell you. He'll let you know, man. He definitely let you know.
That's the best. I mean, that's the best way to be. You know, I'm like this. Be honest with me and don't sugarcoat Jack, because you know I'll never get better if you have a yes man in your corner. I don't want a yes man. I want a man. No, you didn't do that right. You need to do this. You need to do that. I always like I have a couple people that I go to and ask them like, how did the match look? You know, Jeff Stone. He was in. He's a WCW old school guy. Well, he ain't too old school, but he was in WCW. Jeff Stone, and he comes to all of my matches, and I go to him, and he critique them, and he tell me what I need to fix or whatever, and I take criticism very well, very well.
That's good. That's good. Where'd you start training at? Where'd you go to get trained at, and who trained you?
It was just Mr. Al Hartman, may he rest in peace. He used to run shows over here in Leesburg at the Boys and Girls Club, FWF, and I was there faithfully. I was a spectator fan at first. I always had a mouthpiece. At that time, I was like 245, maybe 235, but I was a little bit more cut.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, son, you ever thought about wrestling?" And I was like, "All my life." He said, "Well, Dalton Kelly has my ring at his house. He keeps it there. Why don't you go over there and train?" And Dalton Kelly, Jason Sapp, a guy named Jack Mahoney, took me back there and beat the crap out of me, taught me some moves, and the rest is history. Here I am.
Wow.
Held numerous titles everywhere I've gone. Just an all-around good people person. But yeah, Dalton Kelly was my main trainer. I mean, he did a great job, and he protected me as well.
Yeah.
When I first started out, he protected me. I think maybe my first 6-7 matches was against him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he made sure.
When do you remember your first match when you doing your first match? How was that for you? It's like, here it is. This is it, man. When you got out there.
God. Oh man, I was a bag of nerves, bro. I couldn't remember spots. My knees were shaking. Probably pissed myself. Man, it was one of the most intense feelings. And just when you come out the curtains, you're like, everything got quiet, and that's like the spotlight was just on me. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was an awesome feeling, but at the time, one of the most scariest feelings I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh. Matter of fact, I think it was against Jack Mahoney, one of my trainers.
Uh-huh.
I was so nervous, man. He carried me through the whole match, of course. He carried me.
Right.
Because I was just like overwhelmed. It was very overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good that they took care of you in the ring there. And from there on, did you what promotion was it that you started out in, and then where'd you transition after that to the other promotions?
Oh, man. Oh, you're taking me back. Well, like I say, FWF with Mr. Al Hartman, may he rest in peace. He gave me my first shot to become a wrestler, to train, actually, to be a worker. Yeah. I did some shows with him. Then I did a couple shows with a guy named Thumper Chapman down in Auburndale, Lakeland area. Did some stuff with him. He took care of me too. I don't know why he liked me, but he did. You know, South Lake Extreme. I did some MFW in Sanford. Oh my gosh, I've been to Georgia, GPW in Georgia, Eastman somewhere. Oh man, I've been around. I've started in 2003, so I've been around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been around. But like I say, Tampa, House of Lucha, a good friend of mine, Poppy Nivier, so however you say it. He a pretty boy Poppy, that's what I call it. Yeah, did some stuff down there, Port St. Lucie, Newport Richie. I mean, I've been around. I've been around the block. Like Tupac say, I get around.
I like it, man. I like it. What when being trained and doing matches, what like the early influences, like you said, Harley Race, did you incorporate any of that into your ring work there? Anything that you remember from like Harley Race?
Well, honestly, I was just like I say, I hated him because of how he was. But honestly, I didn't start becoming into my own until I was like 7, 8 years into the business, because like I say, I was still learning, and I'm still learning after all this time. But I didn't really start becoming into my own until maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then by that time, like I say, I was heavily influenced by guys like Booker T, Mark Henry, New Jack, guys like that, Sting. Who else was from some of my other favorites? Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. That's when I started coming I was like, oh, I can be like that. So that's when I really started coming into my own, the WCW days with the NWO. I was like, oh, okay. So it started, my brain was like, bing, 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 bing. And then now you got Venom of today.
I love it, man. I love it. You're talking about Attitude Era, Monday Night Wars, man. The Monday Night Wars with WCW, Nitro, and Monday Night Raw. That was some great stuff right there at with the 90s, man. It just coming into that there. I remember growing up watching wrestling as a kid, and from like 90, 91 till about 98, that 8 years, 7, 8 years, I didn't watch wrestling. I had friends that watched it that would tell me stuff here and there, but when I started getting back into it, when the Monday Night Wars was happening, it's like Hulk Hogan's bad. What the heck happened? And then it's like NWO.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe that, and then it's like, he's not in WWF no more. It's like, no, he's over in WCW, and then I'm watching this, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing all this talent I've never seen before, and then I'm seeing this guy over in WCW named like Diamond Dallas Page. I'm like, I like that guy, man. It's like, he's cool.
Yeah.
And then you had all the talent over there that I grew up with, and then, well, what's WWF doing? And all of a sudden it's like, you get this guy running around there with a shaved head with a goatee called Stone Cold Steve Austin beating the crap out of Vince McMahon. I'm like, what is this? And
Love
then
it.
you get DX out there. It's like, who's DX? It's like, what the heck? And then you start getting into it, and it's like Undertaker, he like changed, and just, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Monday nights, man. First hour, Nitro, 9 o'clock. Flip over.
Raw.
Raw. Next morning, take the VCR tape, put it in, watch the last 2 hours of Nitro.
Hey, listen. I did. I can remember specifically. I used to work for Coca-Cola. I worked a day shift. Day shift was from 7 to 3, which was fine. 3:30, 4 o'clock. The night shift was 3:30 to 11. Boy, I gave them people hell, because I was like, especially on Monday nights. I mean, Tuesdays through Friday, I'm cool, but look, Monday nights we got to make some kind of arrangements, bro. I mean, because I would literally be upset from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock because I had to work. That's how intense into it I was.
Right.
It was crazy, man. I'm like, do I make money, get fired and watch Raw? Well, I'm trying to tell you, boy, that Raw and WCW, whew, it was pretty close. But I had to make that money because I had my daughter was born that year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it was a tough decision. Put it that way, it was a tough decision.
Speaking of your daughter, at the June 20th show, she came out there with you to the ring there.
That's my baby girl. Yeah,
your baby girl. How many kids do you have?
3.
Three. Yeah. I have one myself. I have a 3-year-old. She's a handful right now, man.
And all I can say is enjoy them while they're small. Enjoy them. That's the best. Just like I tell them with high school, enjoy high school because that's the best time of your life. So enjoy them while they're small. I'm fortunate enough to have my daughter interested in wrestling the way that I am, and she has that drive and motivation to want to be out there. So I have her in my corner. So I mean, like, man, it's like, it don't get no better. I'm the luckiest dad in the world.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't expect that. When you came out and you had your daughter with you. I was like, that's awesome. Having her, come out there with you, and she's showing a lot of interest in it too right now, ain't she?
Oh yeah, most definitely. She's training, not as much as she needs to be, or because of this COVID thing, but.
Yeah.
I mean, she works out on her own. I mean, she'll FaceTime me. Hey, Dad, guess what I'm doing? I'm like, I'm looking at you in the gym, Katie. Oh, yeah, I'm training. Yeah, I'm training, stuff like that. Like on her own, she's not like, she has a fire and desire for it. So, I mean, I held off for a long time from it because, I mean,
right.
It can be very painful. The injuries are real, people. And every worker that's listening to this can attest to that. The injuries are real. But and she's my baby girl, so I'm like, I don't know if I want you to go through all of that. But if I can count on one person to be there at those shows with me, it's her. So hey, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
That's amazing, man. That is. Speaking of injuries, what injuries have you sustained during your time as a professional wrestler? What injuries have you endured? What?
I dislocated a wrist during a match. In the middle of a match, I dislocated my right wrist. I haven't actually torn it all the way, but I had a slight pull or tear in my ACL. Sprained ankle, numerous concussions. Dislocated shoulder, a rotator cuff, back problems. Let me see. I mean, should I keep going or you want me to stop? It's crazy. It's like
you've got a lot. You've had a lot of injury.
Yeah, yes, walking is a challenge after a 20-minute sit down or car ride. Walking is a serious challenge. But I love it. Once I make that decision, because that's one thing about me, I'm going all in or I'm not going to go at all. So
yeah,
I made that decision, and so I know. Well, I found out what came with it afterwards. I can't say I know what came with it, but I found out. Uh-huh. But hey, that's what I want to do. I love it. I'm very passionate about it still to this day. So I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
That's amazing that you all the stuff that you've went through with injuries, but you come back from it. There, you come back, and matches that you've had with a lot of talent. Who stands out in your mind the most of having a really good match with? When you get in the ring with that person, you're like, the roof's gonna blow off because we know what we're gonna. People are gonna leave happy when they see us in the ring here. Who comes to mind there? I
mean, I have a couple, but on the top, first and foremost, it would be Dalton Kelly. Once again, the guy that trained me. Our chemistry, all we have to do is look at each other, brother. We ain't got to say nothing. We don't have to, no kind of gigs, no nothing. We just look at each other and we go. And I can say we've had people come from out of state to watch us work against each other just off of promos alone.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, and yeah, and our main thing is before we walk out that curtain, we say, "I love you, brother. I'm sorry," and I say, "I love you too, bro. I'm sorry." And we walk out that curtain, and man, we get it on, bro. As a matter of fact, one of our friends, his name is Jason Sapp. His wife, after every match or every show, like when we're done, she'll walk up to me and say, "Hey, Venom, here you go," and give me like 2 Excedrin because she know my head is pounding. She's automatic. Here you go. Because I mean, me and Dalton Kelly, man, balls to the wall, bro. Balls to the wall by far. But I mean, like I said, there's others. I got a good friend of mine as well as a brother. His name is Curse. Oh my God, this mean, vicious, but loving at the same time. I don't want to give it away because I want to keep that badass feel. But no, those are some of my most. Joe Blackburn. How can I forget him? Another one of my brothers. Me and him had some epic. We had to actually sit my kids down after one show and, "Hey, listen, your dad and I, we are friends. This is my brother, blah blah blah." Because we had him crying, front row crying. Yeah, it was so real, and one of the nicest guys in the world.
Wow, that's pretty good. If you got your your kids and your family believing, it's like, wow, this is a real deal. But having to set your kids down and say, "Hey, no, it's it's entertainment. This is wow, that's good."
Dalton Kelly and I, we actually had the locker room clear out. They wasn't sure if it was a work or if we were serious, and they legit thought Dalton Kelly and I were fighting. Like,
wow.
And the promoters like, "What the hell are you guys doing? Blah blah blah." We looking at each other like, "What you talking about?" They was like, "What was going on out there with y'all, man? Like, what happened?" We was working. We literally worked the whole locker room, bro. I think that's one of my most defining moments because we literally had to clear the locker room and we was just working.
That's amazing. You were working the workers. That's pretty good, man. When you get to that right there. But
it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. We didn't try to do it. That's how we work each other.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't intentional at all.
Yeah.
I do want to mention this right here. I want to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive more into the conversation right here. But first, there's a couple things I do want to mention.
If you grew up as a kid in the 1980s or just a fan of 1980s pop culture, then ADTs is for you. ADTs sells a huge variety of licensed t-shirts featuring characters, movies, TV shows, video games, and music stars from the 1980s through today. They also have great costumes from 80s pulp culture too. ADTs.com sells officially licensed pulp culture t-shirts. As you might guess, their focus is on the 1980s, but do sometimes sell other cool pulp culture related tees. 80s Tees has been in business since 2000, meaning they like retro 80s stuff too before it was cool. Follow the link provided in the description section of this episode for more. 80stees.com.
Since 1995, highspots.com has grown to be the company it is by serving the wrestling fans throughout the world with a great selection of merchandise. Highspots.com has everything a wrestling fan could want, including the latest WWE and TNA releases, classic wrestling merchandise, and their highspots.com exclusive releases. Highspots.com is the leading online retailer for professional wrestling and mixed martial arts, offering autographs, figures, DVDs, apparel, wrestling gear, and even wrestling rings. Their largest clients include WWE, Impact Wrestling, ROH, and AEW. Click on the High Spots logo on the Everett Lee Show page over on podcasty.net to order. Whether you are a wrestling fan, pro pro wrestler or promoter, you can find what you're looking for at highspots.com.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
Do you watch anything like on TV with like WWE, AEW, NXT? Do you watch any of that?
Honestly, lately I haven't been. I mean, I have the WWE Network, and I be so tired when I get in, so drained from the sun and stuff. Like when I get in from work, I'll come home, I'll shower, and I eat, and I'll get on the couch. I get comfortable, and I mean, Dr. Snooze be calling me at 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm up now this late is because I talk to you.
Yeah. I won't keep you up any much longer here, but just like wrestling nowadays compared to when you started out, what difference can you tell? What difference can you tell with how it is now compared to when you first started out? What's different and what's the same?
Well, I was a late bloomer. I think I was always told that you never could find real friends in this business. You know, there's going to be backstabbers, blah blah blah.
Right.
And I found that to be different, not true, because some of my best friends I was met through this business. Some guys and females that I call family, consider family. You know, will go to war for in a heartbeat. I met through this business, so I that part of it is true. But there's a lot of backstabbing in it. But I think as far as back then, workers cared more about the stories, cared about the promotion than themselves, trying to get themselves over. It was about trying to build a company. And not a lot of people, but I have seen where you have some workers are more concerned about getting their stuff in, getting themselves over, don't care how you look, as long as they look good. I've seen a lot of that as well, and that pisses me off because I wasn't trained that way. I wasn't taught the ethics of wrestling that way. It was like you're in it for wrestling, not for yourself. It's not like what can wrestling do for you, but it's what you can do for wrestling. Mm-hmm. You know, to keep up that good name and I see a lot of people like more concerned about, like me, I could care less about wins and losses or holding a title. But my main objective and goal was to go out there, give 150% of yourself and to those fans, that keep them coming back, to keep them on the edge of the seats. I mean, that's what I was accustomed to watching on TV and in-ring action. It was more about that. I could care. If we had the match of the night, we could be curtain jerkers. Again, Dalton Kelly, like I say, my mentor, one of my best friends, we would have a match, and we would say, top that. It got to a point where we had the main event because you wasn't going to do anything to top that. You would be a fool to have us curtain jerk.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we put so much into it because it's about the fans. We didn't care who lost, won or lost. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I don't see a lot of that these days. You know, it's like you see guys, oh, I got to win, or just want to get themselves over, not care about the business.
Right. Do you feel, excuse me, do you feel that nowadays with certain workers, certain talent, that when they get out there, it's all high spot this, high spot that? Do you feel that there's too much of that nowadays too? Like you said, story and developmental. You feel there's like too many high spots? Because I see that like from a fan point of view, I see that as too many.
It's a lot of that, and then again, like all the ones that I've been to at, you have a balance. But yeah, there is a lot of what we call spot monkeys. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of that. I mean, and to me, once I see that, I'm lost. I lose total interest because you got to give stuff time to register and let the fans understand what's going on. I mean, once again, it's about the fans.
Right.
And drawing them in, making them make it. I was talking to a worker, and a great guy, Johnny Z, great guy, I love him. And I was talking with him, and I was like, "Listen, bro, the more you make those fans work, the less you got to do, and I guarantee you will be over big time. Involve the fans. Let the fans do all the work for you." I did a match with James Morrison down at House of Lucha and Newport Richie. Did a 12, 15-minute match. Took 3 bumps and had one of the best matches of the night. 3 bumps in the whole match. Why?
Wow.
Because we involved the fans. Yes, another great worker. But involve the fans. Let them do all the work for you. You know, it's not that hard. It's not about me. It's about the fans. I think if they grasp that mentality, the shows will be better. The matches will be better.
Right. That's amazing. That's the second time I've heard that today. 3 bumps, and you had one of the best matches. Or I believe I was talking to Thumper Chapman today, actually, and he brought that up, and that's the second time I've heard that today. That's amazing, man. If you can you actually do that and get the fans in there, and just you get 3 moves in, and that's pretty much it. And I was talking to a friend about it one time, and he said there's been matches where the crowd is so invested into the match that
exactly
right, even they're cheering and booing even before a lock up, and then when they lock up, then the roof blows off, and then they unlock, and the crowd's still going. They got the crowd in the palm of their hands, and it's like they can take them anywhere they want. And I can only think of one match that I've actually seen that come to mind, which would have to be I think it was WrestleMania 27, The Rock versus John Cena. The crowd, man, they had the crowd.
Yeah.
Before they could even lock up, the crowd was already coming out of the seats. You know?
Exactly. If you can, like I said, if you can get them, if you get the fans like emotionally invested into that, may he rest in peace. A guy named D.V. Brenton was one of the best heels you could ever step in the ring and with. And I mean, the guy, he was a big guy too, but he moved like a lightweight.
Right.
That's what was so amazing about him. He moved like a lightweight, and he would have those fans eating out of his palm of his hands, and he hardly did crap. And one of the nicest guys. He took care of you. Whoever his opponent was, he took care of you. He made sure you were okay, and never did anything too much crazy. But the fans, oh my God, all you had to do was punch him, and they would explode, go nuts.
Wow.
He had that much hatred from the fans. But outside of the ring I would have to literally talk to some of the fans and be like, listen, no, he's really a great guy. Don't tell him I told you, but no, he's really a great guy. You can't. They hated him just that much from his in-ring work and his mouthpiece.
Wow. That's amazing, man. That is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. So when Knockout Wrestling announces the next show, which should be coming up here soon, I think.
Boiling Point.
Yeah, Boiling Point. You gonna be ready for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I? When I came out my mother's womb, I was ready. Are you kidding me? And what better title? Boiling Point, because my opponent is going to be Samuel C.
That's going to be
good. And he's going to find out. It's not going to be good for him. It's going to be good for me, but not for him. Yeah. Because he's going to find out what's it like when you stick your hand in that fire.
Right.
He's going to find out how hot it is. So Boiling Point is a fitting title for next month's show when I face Samuel C.
Now,
oh man, I got goosebumps thinking about it. Woo!
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I actually got to call one of his. I got to call that tag match that I don't know when they'll be putting that out there, Knockout will, but I got to call that tag match there with Controversial Inc. and Society of Sin, and we saw the fallout on that one there. But Samuel C. Man, he's pretty good. He's pretty good in the ring. He has some really good work there.
I'm not. Oh, very. I'm not gonna take anything from him.
Yeah.
Samuel C. If you're not careful, he can beat anybody at any given time if you underestimate him.
Mm-hmm.
But his cockiness is what's going to get his head bashed in, and probably him a broken bone. Because when I step through those ropes, because I can't get him before I come out the curtain. So when I step through those ropes, bro, believe me when I tell you, no mercy means just that. No mercy.
Wow.
No understanding. No nothing. Yeah. No nothing.
It's amazing. I love.
You're gonna be thinking.
I'm gonna be there.
I'm sorry, Kanye.
That's okay, man. That's okay. We're excited about this. I'm excited because I'm gonna be there live. I'm gonna see it because me and Chris Carnage, we're gonna be calling that match live. Good. We're gonna call it live, dude. I'm serious, man. You're gonna have me and Chris Carnage.
I'm gonna have you scratching your head. You're gonna be scratching your head because you're gonna be like, is Venom a heel or is Venom a face? Because the things that I plan to do to him, I'm gonna have to repent 1,000 times over to make it into heaven. That's all I got to say about that.
I do want to say this. I wasn't. I don't know if I mentioned this when we did the double down for Knockout Wrestling, but I do want to say congratulations on a successful title defense at Unfinished Business 2. I love that.
Thank you.
I love
Thank you. You know, I and none of my matches are easy. I mean, so I don't want to put it out there things like, oh, I'm just this hell of a tough guy, blah blah blah, which I am. But none of my matches are easy. So for me, I can sometimes sit back and pat myself on the back and say, I made it through. Because every guy that I faced, I mean, whether it was from Samuel C. the first time to the guy in the back of the corner eating popcorn and a hot dog, all my title defenses were tough. I've never had one easy match at knockout.
Right. And
so, I mean,
I can't wait when I get the footage for that match there to throw the commentary on. I can't wait for that. And tomorrow at this time as this recording, Wednesday, I believe the first episode of Knockout TV comes out. And it's I don't want to give too much away on the two matches that me and George Black called. George Black filled in for Chris Carnage because Chris Carnage was out ill at the time, so he wasn't able to call commentary with me. So George Black filled in, but I hope you check it out and you know I'd love to get your take on the commentary. You're gonna have to hit me up after you watch it and let me know about the commentary, man.
I will most definitely do that, man. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, Knockout. People don't realize it, and Knockout is on the rise, bro. Knockout is on the rise. They're doing a lot of. I mean, we have a great team.
Yeah,
a great team, and they're on the rise. I mean, we have some top-notch guys back there, and then now with you commentating, and you guys are icing on the cake. You guys are icing on the cake. We have our cake and our ice cream, and we're gonna eat it.
Now
we got some of the best of the best.
I know The Office. I know not The Office at Knockout there. Did hear the first two episodes with the commentary on it, but they heard, you know, myself, Everett Lee, and George Black who was filling in. But I tell you what, Venom, they have not heard Chris Carnage because if they enjoyed what they heard with Everett Lee and George Black, they're gonna love when they hear Everett Lee and Chris Carnage.
Man, I am looking forward to that. I am so looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to the first couple episodes. We all know what you bring to the table, though, Everett. We already know. You know how you get down. So, I mean, should we be surprised? I mean, come on, really?
Well,
You are Everett Lee.
I do appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that. And this doing the commentary is new water for me. I'm treading new water. I'm trying something new, and I'm comfortable. You can see I'm comfortable in front of a mic, and so it's second nature to me. So this is pretty much it's pretty much just call a match right there in front. So I'm comfortable in front of the mic. I'm always comfortable in front of the mic. My wife sometimes has to drag me away from this mic. Just like, hey, you got stuff to do here. Hey, you got a daughter, and sometimes it happens. But this is second nature to me. I've been as long as I've been doing it.
And you're very passionate about it too, because I mean I can tell the way you talk, your demeanor. Sitting here looking at you, it's like you say, it's like second nature. I mean. You probably do it in your sleep.
Oh, I could. As long as I've been doing it. Over 200 episodes, I can do this in my sleep, man. I can do this in my sleep.
With a couple snores thrown in here and there.
even with the technical issues I've encountered with video, because no video. And then this is straight audio, and the mic went out, my mixer went out, and I switched. It's like, hey, I had this hot mic sitting right here. I'm like, let me switch mics. Boom. I was prepared. And it's just some technical issues, which I'm going to look into and get fixed. But by that time, hopefully when I get this stuff straightened out and worked out, that I'll be ready to go for the second or the third episode for Double Down for Knockout Wrestling. So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got you aboard. So I'm glad you're aboard the Knockout train. Like I said, it's a major contributor to Knockout, and it's on some next level ish. If you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Next level stuff. So
it is. It is.
I'm glad you're aboard, brother.
I appreciate that. I definitely do appreciate that. And it's just, this opportunity doing this with Knockout Wrestling, doing the commentary and doing the Double Down, being able to do that, and just adding that on top of me and Chris Carnage and Craig James running Podcasting Network LLC. It's just that right there. That's also, too, Podcasting Network is done a mutual partnership with Knockout Wrestling. And we're pretty much, a sponsor. We're promoting them. They're promoting us. And just on top of that, running a business. Because this past February, Podcasting Network became an official business. You know how it is when you say, hey, I got a business? And then people's like, oh, yeah, that's great. And it's like, no, it's a business. We're an LLC. We got LLC in February. And just this past...
Congratulations, brother.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And just this past couple months ago, we're a business. We're an LLC. We open up a business account, and we're offering services for other, to contract outside of what we do here at Podcasting Network. And sometimes it's funny because when people think of when they see me, because I'm out in the front there, and they see Everett Lee, they think it's a podcast, Everett Lee Podcasting Network. That's great, but also you gotta factor in Chris Carnage and Craig James. They both do Final Score, the flagship sports show for Podcasting Network. You gotta counter them, man, because they're doing a lot behind the scenes. I was talking to Chris today and all the stuff he was lining up with doing stuff for Podcasting Network, and sometimes it gets me that people don't realize how much that Podcasting Network is our second job. It's like I have my 9-to-5 job. I come home, I'm working on Podcasting Network stuff, man. It's like I got all these chats with all our clients on Podcasting Network. They're hitting me up like, hey, questions about this, tech questions about this, tech questions about that. I'm talking with them. They're handing me their new episodes. where between me and Chris, we're trying to keep the website updated, share on social media, and sometimes people don't realize we have that, and we can't be added to doing this or doing that because we got so much going on. And then on top of that, we got families too. I'm raising a 3-year-old and trying to, spend time with my wife, and then Chris has 4 kids, and he's trying to, spend time with his wife and raise 4 kids, and sometimes that gets, mixed, lost to shuffle of everything. And I mentioned to some family and friends, it's like, yeah, it's like I became an official business, LLC. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. It's like, no. Like where I live right now in my house, it's like this is the studio, and this is like the headquarters of the LLC business, man.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that's crazy.
It is. It is.
Your plate full. Your plate is full.
My plate's full. I am always busy. I'm Mr. No Days Off.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I have Mr. No Days Off. Sometimes it's like I'm doing business. I'm even doing business in the bathroom, doing business with business, on the phone. My wife comes in.
I got you.
Yeah, what are you doing? It's like I'm having a conference call while I'm doing my business, or something.
While I'm handling my business.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
I'll be doing paperwork in about 15 minutes, so you might want to get out. No.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's like I'm walking around a house on phone calls talking to the shows on Podcasting Network. It's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, hey, I got this new episode. Hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? Yeah, go ahead and do that. Asking. Me and Chris hitting each other up. We're calling each other. We're on 3-way call conferences. It's just we got so much going on. And sometimes when you mention that to people, they're like, yeah, that's nice. Okay. Hey, how about add this to your plate? It's like, hold up, man.
Yeah.
Hold up, man.
Hold up, swole up. Yeah. Hold up. Yeah.
But we manage. And
yeah.
I'm almost like, it's kind of like Triple H and Vince McMahon. Or Vince McMahon. There was a rumor that Vince McMahon's, you know what his greatest enemy is? Sleep.
Wow. Yeah, you can't make no money sleeping.
I know.
You can't make no money sleeping.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to find out what Carnage is going to have to say about Venom, because you get it, Venom versus Carnage.
That's pretty good.
Wham!
That's pretty good.
Wham!
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he's going to have to say about Venom.
He's gonna bring it, man. He is going to bring it because Chris Carnage. I mean, he was a former worker in the ring. He worked in the ring for a long time. He's been out of action for about 7 to 8 years, but he worked a very long time in the ring, and injury took him away from the ring, and pretty much he never did return though. But that character, he kept it going even outside of wrestling, and he's done a lot in music. Yeah, he's done a lot in the music industry. I mean, he worked with Camden Cruz, the Seven Kingdoms, which is a band based out of DeLand, and he was the voice and the face of the DeLand Rock Metal Festival. So he's gonna bring it to the table with what he does, man, and he has that experience, and that's what he's gonna bring. And I've seen that experience before, up close and personal, and he can hold his own. And I know he has all good things to say about Venom. He does. he definitely does. Because I did show him one of your promos. I said you want to see what Knockout Wrestling is? I said, here's the World Heavyweight Champion. Check out this promo. And you want to know which promo I showed him? It was about it was a promo that you cut when you were where the hell were you at? I think you were somewhere. I forget where you were at though, but during the promo you're talking about you sacrifice in disrespect and earning respect. It was right before the pandemic.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That one.
He watched
Okay.
that, and he looked at me. He says,
Uh,
wow. He said, what a promo, man. He's like, oh, I can't wait. He was excited. He's like, I can't.
oh, wow. That's what's up. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah, he was excited, man. He loved that promo. He's like, he looked and he's like, at that time, he was like that. I hate to bring it up, what commentary they had at the time before us.
Yeah.
I showed him a little bit of that, and he wasn't too impressed. But then I said, here's Venom, their world heavyweight champion. Check out this promo. He watched it, and he was like, damn. He said, he looked at me. He said, hell yeah. He said, he could cut a promo. I said, yeah, he can.
Oh, wow. Thank you, man. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm honored. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he loved that intensity you brought in your promo, man. He definitely did.
Yeah.
He
And what's funny, though, I have to tell a lot of people, the Venom character is not too far off from my real life. Well, it is now because I'm not that guy anymore.
Mhm.
But that he's still in there. That guy's still in there. But I'm not like that anymore. Becoming a father and stuff calmed me down a whole lot. But
Right.
yeah, and I think that's why it's so believable, because it's me, and a lot of people, a lot of fans can relate. You know, we're just average, hardworking people who want to be respected for what we do and what we put out. And you know, and when you continuously, like I say, being disrespected or whatever,
Right.
you know, we get tired of being a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get tired of being good. So, you know, it does say in the Bible, an eye for an eye. So, I mean, if it's okay in the Bible, then it's okay here. And that's what you're going to get.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jesus forgives me.
Well, I've enjoyed this, just sitting there, just shooting a breeze with you, and talking about wrestling, talking about how you started out, talking about matches, and talking about knockout wrestling, and just again, congratulations on a successful title defense at Unfinished Business 2, and Boiling Point's coming up. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to calling your match live right there and just seeing what's going to happen next, man.
Man, I'm looking forward to listening to you guys. Like, I'm looking forward to that Sunday dinner after church. Yeah, so, yeah. And you know, if people out there, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. That Sunday dinner after church, boy. Woo, that's a wham bam. Thank you, man. Yes, sir. Well, but I appreciate you, man. Like I say, I really do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for what y'all doing for not only myself but for Knockout as well. So I'm looking forward to a long business relationship and hopefully even longer friendship.
Yeah, I do too, man. I do appreciate everything that I've seen that you've done and in the ring with especially with Knockout Wrestling and social media. You're on social media.
Yeah.
Where can people find more of Venom at on social media?
Well, I only do Facebook and Instagram because like I said, I do Instagram when I'm taking care of business. You know what I mean? Or on a lunch break. But Facebook on the Charles Ellison, on the Instagram, Big L44. And I don't do all that other stuff. I leave that for everybody else. I got enough on my plate as it is myself, so I only do those two because I can't keep up with everything.
Right.
That'll make that I'm not as good as you. Put it that way.
I do appreciate that, man. And I want to plug this right here.
Podcast Network, your top source for independent podcasting. Head over to podcasty.net for great content and great shows over on the website. Hit them up on Facebook, Podcast Network. Give them a thumbs up and a follow. Send them a tweet over on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. Subscribe to their YouTube channel for video podcast over on Podcast City Network and on Twitch, Podcast City Network. You want more Everett Lee? Then hit me up on Facebook. Give me a thumbs up and a follow, Everett Lee Show. Twitter at the Everett _Lee. Instagram, Everett Lee Show. And audio portions of this podcast and previously released podcast, head over to YouTube, the Everett Lee Show, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Podbean, and iHeartRadio. When I need a logo or graphic design done, I use 3 Count Design. 3 Count Design offers a wide range of graphic design products, video, photography, and other forms of media. Everything from t-shirt designs to websites. For more information, head over to facebook.com/3countdesign. That is facebook.com/3countdesign. When I want to kick back a few cold ones with my friends, I head over to City Limits Tap Room. City Limits Tap Room has a wide selection of TVs to watch your favorite sports, indoor and outdoor seating, and they are pet friendly. City Limits Tap Room also has food made fresh to order, and the grilled cheese is excellent. I recommend the grilled cheese and the apple pie cider with fries on the side. You can't go wrong with that, baby. For more information for upcoming events, head over to facebook.com/City Limits Tap Room. Thank you, Venom, for coming on the Everett Lee Show, and had a blast, as always. Love talking with you, and that's it for the Everett Lee Show. Everyone, thank you for tuning in and downloading this audio portion of this podcast, and I'm Everett Lee. We'll see you again next week for another episode of the Everett Lee Show. Peace.
Peace, home skillet.